Hey everyone, I want to give all praises to Yahweh by Shem, Yahweh Shai. Shout out to everybody that's pursuing this truth and trying to do something about it, trying to push this truth. I wanted to make a response. Somebody made a comment on my video about so-called Latinos being Israelites. I just want to make a response to that. I'm not here to bash you. You're my brother. I'm not here to bash. We just here, sharpening each other, correcting each other. If you still feel that way, there's nothing I can do about that. So basically, what the response was saying is basically, you know, he's basically saying when push comes to shove, it's going to be the Latinos versus the so-called blacks. And, I've had some legal problems, when I was in California. So I've seen that. I've witnessed it. I've been a part of that. I've, yes, I had to bang it out with Issachar, and stuff like that. But I noticed that even within the California prison system, um, Issachar, so I'm just going to say it, the Lareme, what do you call them? The Sorellos, the Mexican Mafia, that allied pretty much with the Aryan race, the white, the Edom. And you will hardly hear of a riot between the so-called blacks and Edom inside those prison walls, because really, the Edomites that's within there, they actually instigate everything. So really, they really have my Mexican Oxford runs a lot of shit, but they pretty much, fight Edom's battles against us. While Esau just sits back and collect, you know. So once again, it's always the tribes divided. Another thing is, even between Judah, you know what I mean, or the tribes who look like me, we bang it out with each other. You know what I'm saying? We bang it out with each other. We bang, yeah. It's just, Israel's just divided like that. We always dividing ourselves. We always fighting each other. Period. So whether it be between blacks and Latinos, or whether it be between blacks and Latinos and Latinos, you get what I'm saying? So called. I know many Ephraim, Puerto Ricans, I've heard it from my own ears, from their own mouths, who don't deal with Issachar, so-called Mexicans. I know a lot of so-called Hispanic tribes who do not deal with Issachar. But on the flip side, I've been to plenty of Hispanic homes. Like I said in my last video, I said, there's Hispanics who look like us, who look like me. I've seen it. I've seen Zebulon who looks like me, Honduras. I knew so. I knew Zebulon who look like the average Latino. Man, you see his father or his uncle or somebody, they look like me. Get what I'm saying? So it's not really like that. Issachar may be a little bit more if you speaking, you know what I mean? Because you really don't see, you don't see that, Issachar looking like me, But a lot of times those gangs, are the ones you talking about. You talking about gang activity. Because I know a lot of paisas. We call them paisas out there, paisanos, the border brothers. And they cool, black. I actually like the paisas, the border brothers. So they pretty much fresh from Mexico, about to get deported and shit when they go to prison. So and they real cool. I had some lookout for me. I was in there starving and stuff. They they gave me some food and stuff. They really looked out, snuck me stuff because they know it's segregated, so we're not allowed to talk to each other. But they really cool people. But you speaking of as far as that separation thing, it's it's really the gang shit. There was a time when the northern Mexicans, the northern Issachar, was a gang which they call Nuestra Familia, were allies with Judah. And You know, drugs get involved. See, the thing is, this drug shit got involved. See, when stuff started off and the activist rights was going, the Black Panther Party was going on, you had so-called Latinos who are on our side because we're fighting for a cause. So, you know, you had the BGF, the Black Guerrilla Family, and the rest are familiar. They became allies because the rest are familiar had disagreements with the Mexican Mafia. The Mexican Mafia, honestly, it was pretty much, you know, Uncle Tom's pretty much. They was like hardcore gangster Uncle Tom's. You know, because there was a cause involved. So years go by, you know, the leaders get assassinated. Huey P. Newton got on that shit. He gets killed. You know, so the rest of the familia and Black Guerrilla Family was pretty much just the Northern Mexicans and the black race. They remained allies. Next thing you know, drugs come inside the prison. We know how the drugs should just come out of nowhere. Just like how it ended up in our communities, that's how it ended up in the prison. You know, it was placed there. And drugs getting involved. We remain allies, you know, you start seeing negativity. Next thing you know, a drug deal goes bad. A brother ends up dead. Now the beef started. But let's say if them drugs never existed and never came in, I feel like we would still be allies. We would still be there, you know. So yeah, brother, I mean, it's just the division. I mean, they had the same curses, you know what I mean, we have. It's just that we have it the worst as far as Judah goes. So that's why it's, you know, I can see where it's easy to look at it like that. Because you got to remember there's confusion of the faces. We're scattered amongst the nations. So if you can't accept the so-called Latinos being Israel, you're definitely not going to accept the confusion of the faces. You're definitely not going to accept the so-called Edomite-looking Israelite. You're definitely not going to accept the Moabite-looking Israelite. And so on and so on. If you can't just get over this little small hump, you know what I mean, then it's going to be hard for you, you know, to accept the rest of Israel. Because you can have a Jake that look like an Edomite see you there about to help him, and he knows he's an Israelite. He want to help you, but you're like, nah, fuck you, cracker, you know, shit like that. And you just denied your own deliverance, you know. So yeah, I just wanted to touch on that. Do some more videos, you know, speaking with the brother today. So I just wanted to get some kind of confirmation, you know. And, you know, we need each other, yo. We do. See, this loner spirit, you know what I mean? I'm a loner. This loner spirit really is gonna fuck us up. It really is. Because you got your own thoughts. And you just, you know what I mean, you go crazy, really. You know. And I don't see how you guys are not seeing. Trump is showing us that we Israel. Because that's all he's talking about. That's all he's fucking with. He's fucking with the so-called Mexicans. He's fucking with the Puerto Ricans. You know, the Haitians. Even the Cubans, you know what I mean? He trying to get back over it after Castro died and all that stuff. South America, he's hitting all the tribes. How you not seeing that we all on the same boat? How do you not see that? Because it's coming to a point now that pretty soon the Most High, I made a video saying say goodbye to grace, because people are not only not knowing, they're not willing to know anymore. You know, ignorance is actually becoming more of a choice more than anything. People are choosing not to know, because once you know the truth, you're going to be held accountable of it. And you don't want to be held accountable of it. That's why when you start speaking truth, people are like, they don't want to hear it. You know, because now they're going to be held accountable. So when Judge McCunningham goes, oh, I didn't know, you know, trying to have excuses. Oh, I didn't know it was wrong to, you know, take it up to Ash, but I didn't know, you know. Most High said he wrote his law on the hearts of man. So we innately know shit already. We know stuff. But yeah, that's my response. You know, so-called Latinos are Israelites. They are our brothers and sisters. Even the Arab leader said, you know, Israel was a black and brown, black and brown nation. And it still say, you know, don't think it's always divided, because I know plenty of, you know, movements, black and brown movements. You know, I know a lot of it in the Bay Area. You know, I know a lot of stuff. But like Tupac used to say, they say it in Kansas City still. You know what I mean? What is it? Brown pride, black love. You know, that's Tupac right there. But yeah. But Shalom. You guys be good, be safe, get ready. Stop falling for the bullshit, and you know, fear the Most High. We just hope we were part of this elect, because no matter what we do, we can never deserve it good enough. We can never do enough for the Most High. So we hope we are the elect. We hope the Most High has mercy on us. All right, Shalom.